Now, the final home game before Christmas sees the visit of Blackburn Rovers, and of course, at the moment, the league's top scorer. That's going to be an interesting one. I think for me, Alfie, it kind of comes down to Leeds beat Blackburn, so we've got to do the same, right? This is a game that we have to win at the weekend. He wanted a 9-point week. We're not going to get that, so it's got to be 7 at best.
Yeah, and to be fair, although I said about I feel they were in risk of overreacting to results, if you want to get in the automatics, you are going to have to make up 10 points already on the teams above, and therefore you have to beat teams that are, I suppose, 10th and below. And I know you're coming up against Coventry when they're actually in a good run of form, so although they're in the bottom half of the table, they won't be easy. But yeah, just you have to win those games. But I'm interested to watch Sammy Smonicks, to be fair, because he played for Bristol City for a year and a bit, and he never really got given a chance. And I thought he was never going to make it at the top level. So the fact that he's got, 14 or 15 goals in the Championship
14
already?
goals he's got now, yeah.
And I don't think he's even playing as number 9. I think he's playing off a target man. So he's obviously doing something right. Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see who gets the one over there, Adam Armstrong or Sammy. Obviously, big week for Adam Armstrong, to be fair, against 2 of his former sides.
I think he signed a new contract as well. So not only is he the Championship top scorer, they're obviously protecting the asset and the value there. Glenn, I think I read that they've now lost 6 league games at home already this season. So these stats never favour us, do they? Because it's kind of like, right, hold my beer, here we go. But it's one that you would expect us to get a result at against Blackburn for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, trying to chase down the 2 teams that we've got ahead of us, you have to beat sides in the middle group. I mean, if you look at the way the table is, I mean, this is not rocket science, what I'm about to say here. There are 4 teams at the top. They will finish as the top 4. 2 will go up, and 2 will take 2 of the other playoff places. You've then got teams between about 5th and about 18th. Coventry and Blackburn are in that group. As will Watford, Birmingham until they've dropped away, other games we've played recently, where you have to beat them if you're serious about closing in on Leicester and Ipswich. So I think we have to beat Coventry, we have to beat Blackburn. They're okay. I don't think either of them are as good as Watford. So, we have to go into these games, especially the home games. You can't afford to drop anything against Blackburn at home. I mean, a draw at Coventry wouldn't be the worst result in the world, but it won't be a good result. I don't think we'll be sitting there thinking, yeah, good point that. We have to go to both these games and win, and the home game especially against Blackburn. I mean, we've done okay in our last few home games. I think we're 100% since Rotherham, is it? I don't think we've dropped a point since then. So, yeah, we have to go into that Blackburn game as one where, maybe that's the one where we put a team to the sword, and maybe that's one where we score 3 or 4. I don't know, but yeah, they've got this goal threat, obviously. I mean, to score 14 goals in any division by this stage of the season is decent. So we're going to have to watch that, probably especially as he plays off the front. So that becomes sort of Flynn Downs' job, and it's a communication issue between the centre backs and Flynn Downs to make sure he is picked up. I mean, Coventry are half decent defensively. Blackburn don't look, they've let in a lot of goals. So yeah, I'm looking for this game to be a comfortable win on the way to our 7-point week.
I mean, the honest answer, I guess, Steve, is that we shouldn't fear anybody at home at the moment, should we? The way we're playing.
No, we shouldn't. And I think that even counts when you're playing against the 3 teams who are above us. I mean, we played Leeds off the park in the first half of that game. Managed it well second, and the other 2 games were in that run where we were just clueless, frankly. So yeah, I mean, I think if those 2 games were to be played now, I think we would have a much better idea of how we were going to approach them, and with a lot more confidence. So yeah, I think we are ultimately one of the big fish in this division, and yeah, I mean, your home games are the bread and butter of where you have to stamp that authority down on the other teams in the division. I mean, Blackburn have got a decent away record. They won 5 of their 10, but they basically don't draw games. They win or they lose. So yeah, we just got to make sure we're on the we're handing them another loss rather than another win. Just keep plugging away, and eventually, hopefully, Leicester or Ipswich are gonna stumble, and we've got to take advantage.
Yeah. And I think we spoke about this last week, Glenn, but this is that time of the year where we're expecting perhaps Ipswich that might start to drop away. So that makes these games even more important. We know that Leicester have got the squad to go to distance. We know that Leeds have the one that we're hoping start to drop a few points is probably Ipswich, and the sooner the better, really.
Yeah, I mean, if we're all kind of expecting Ipswich to suddenly hit the buffers, but if they get through the Christmas period and get into sort of February, March, and they're still top two, then they're looking like we were in 2011 or whenever it was, where we went outside the top two all season. And momentum's a powerful thing in football, and that's what we were just talking about with our home form. We've got to get on a run of 8 to 10 consecutive wins at home, sort of thing. Like we've got this run undefeated at the moment, but and we've got to keep that going as well. Otherwise, we are not going to catch these two teams at the top, and obviously you've got to finish above Leeds as well. So yeah, it's difficult, but to achieve something as sort of monumental as getting promoted to the Premier League, of course, it's going to be difficult. So yeah, but I honestly, don't see, famous last words here, I honestly don't see us having too many problems against Blackburn. But there you go. That'll probably be wrong. You can cut that. You can cut that into a little clip and put it on social media and make me look an idiot later.
We are, of course, recording this before we played on Wednesday night, so we're assuming that everybody gets through Wednesday unscathed, and then we have a fairly positive result to take into the weekend. So you never know. Let's do a few score predictions. I don't know. There's not a lot we know really about Blackburn, I guess. I mean, Steve, you said that you've kind of nailed your colours to the mast. They either win or they lose. So I assume you're not going to go for the draw.
No. Yeah, I think I'm just going to plough for the home win again. I think we're good. We've got a plan at home. Teams are coming now to St Mary's and not finding obvious ways to hurt us, which I mean, notably Norwich, Leicester, and Ipswich did earlier in the season. So yeah, I think we're going to be spending more time on the ball and in the opposition half. And Blackburn defensively, as has been pointed out already, pretty ropey this season. They score a few, but if we keep it relatively tight, I mean, we've improved hugely in the last 8 to 10 weeks on that. If we keep it tight, then we've got enough at the other end that as long as we do create enough chances, then yeah, we're going to win the game. So yeah, 2-0 for me.
Is this when we finally put someone to the sword, Alfie? You're nodding. Are you going to go for 2-0 as well, or do you think maybe 3?
No, I think any team that loses 3-1 to Sheffield Wednesday, albeit under a bit of a Danny Roll revolution, you have to sweep aside. So I'm going to go I'll say with the same result. I'll go for a 3-1 win.
Okay. And early goals, Glenn, is that the key? What do you think? What's prediction from you?
Yeah, because I care deeply about the prediction competition. Yeah, I'm gonna slightly rock the boat here. I think this is the game where it all works, and we win 4-1.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay. Nice. All
Cool.
right. All good.